present it based on the client feedbacks. Uh, but here the main issue, Prosperity, can we get people to use the comment box
Yes,
in?
of course, in case you want
Yeah,
it.
so
Yes.
I would request people, if all the participants, if you can share what could a journal be used for, different things in the chat box. What's the benefit of, if any one of you is writing a daily diary? Yeah, I think Seema mentions keeping track. Yeah, I think Pulkit mentioned about feelings, which are very important, especially in today's time. I think Pulkit, your point is very valid, because we have a lot of anxiety. So with the journal, what happens is that you can take the anxiety out of your mind. You can unpack that, and when you write it, those emotions are unpacked and given a physical form, and you can see it from perspective. Yeah, Aarti, I think memorable events, milestones. Fair. So thanks for sharing it. So let's move forward and look at some of the things that we can use. So these are some of the things that we can use, which could be a why for your client. I think it could be about goal setting. It could be about problem solving. It could be about self dialogue. A lot of times people want to do dialogue with self, and when you write down, it is a good uh, area. Memory, I think, as Aarti said. Mental health, like Pulkit said, when you write things out, you're able to unpack the emotions and the anxieties and see it from a perspective. Stress management, gratitude. uh, yeah, Mukesh, I agree with you. Organizing thoughts and boosting memory. You're putting down details of events, like Veena said. So these are the things that we can use journal, and it's a fantastic thing. uh, but so quickly, next 10 seconds, if you can just type if how many of you actually are using a journal or writing a diary. So we have how many participants here? 34. Yeah. So so we got 5 people who are saying that out of 34 that they're writing, and I think this is a great habit. Some more are telling. So this is a great habit, but the reason what, when I started with the clients, I started very naively, and I went to the clients and I said, please start writing a journal. And the kind of feedback that I got, they said nice idea, but there was a lot of resistance. And actually one of the clients sent me a WhatsApp saying that, I've been in front of my desktop for last 20 minutes and I don't know what to write. Actually, that time the things clicked to me that writing on a blank page for anyone on a regular basis is very difficult. So in case you would want your clients to write, what are the other alternatives? So let me share with you 2 alternatives which I have found that are very useful. So just a moment. So these 2 alternatives are writing a journal. So you can have a guided prompts. Sorry. So you could have on the left hand side, what you are seeing are guided prompts telling that what you are feeling, what you are going through, what happened, what disappointment. And when people write these prompts, it's easier for them to quickly, allot 10 minutes and they can do it. On the right hand side is what I use mostly, which is basically have a set of guided questions. I normally do business coaching and clients are looking for set of, so I have normally established now a set of 10 questions which I work. So I'm just sharing 6 of them here. And this works very well with my clients. And the best practice here is for coaching clients, weekly is good, daily becomes difficult. And because I use technology, which I'll cover later, you know, if we send daily, then they'll keep on getting that they're behind it, and nobody wants to be behind things, getting reminders. So weekly is good, and people do it. Uh, but so the thing that here I would recommend is, whenever you are using either a guided set of questions for clients, so quickly you can make, maybe start with, when I started with 6 questions, and now there are 10 questions in my questionnaire. Whatever questions you make for your clients, guided questions, they should follow ideally this thing. Right now, this is not my, this is I think the American Psychology Association, I'm not sure about the source, but what they have done is, write is what topic. So when a person writes a journal, any format, he should have what topic he's trying to address. It could be goals, memories, gratitude. He should get an opportunity by journal writing to review and reflect. He should be able to also explore a little more. They have chosen I as investigate, but it's more in terms of explore. Fourth is timing yourself. I think timing yourself is very important, both from two perspectives. One is timing is, it's good to schedule 10 minutes or maximum 15 minutes every week, once a week, for your clients. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. So they should calendarize it. So timing. And E is exit smart. So by exit smart, what we mean is, in journal, when we are writing, a lot of times we are writing about the day that has gone past, or the week that has gone past. But it can also set the tone for the week or the day that is coming. So if you choose the questions right for your clients, they can set the tone for the coming day or the coming week, what they are going to do. And in journal, just take one care. Whenever you write any journal, guided questions, try to keep some space which is open for the clients to what should I say, to have open space, anything else that they would like to write which was not covered. And we would be surprised, a lot of times clients write things which can give us a lot of new insights. And personally, why it started for me is that, see, typically coaching sessions happen between 15 to 20 days duration gap. And sometimes for senior people, it can happen for 1 month. And I don't get I don't get a window into what's happening in the client's life within that period. So journal helps me give, because they share the journal with me, so I know what is happening in their life within this period at regular intervals, and also what is going on their mind. And sometimes, seeing their responses, I comment. So I'm not only coaching them within the coaching sessions, but I'm also able to coach them between the coaching sessions, because I would comment or have a short, quick conversation with them based on what is the journals they submit on weekly uh, frequency. Any questions anyone has, or Prosperity will deal with at the end?
I think we'll take the questions in the end.
Sure. Okay. So let me then quickly cover. So in journal writing, what I've discovered is how to build a rhythm. So these are the 6 things. One is, if we want our clients to use journal, it's important that we build a ritual around it, or a routine. So typically, slotting 10 minutes is good, and they should calendarize it. And I would, a lot of my clients do it end of the day, but I would recommend, if somebody can start doing the journal, if you are doing weekly, then Friday is a very good time to do the journal, end of the day. If somebody is doing daily, then start the day with that, ideally. So it's important to time it, so it sets the tone for the day, or it sets the tone for the coming week. It's important as a coach to tell them what is the context, and initially we need to support them. The first I think 5-6 weeks will be difficult, because clients need a habit, and so we need to little bit nudge them. But once they form a habit, then they'll be on their own. uh, uh, and I'm assuming that you will have coaching goals in between, before you start the journal habit. So that's helpful. Other thing is when you're starting the journal thing for your clients, either get them on prompts or get them on guided questions. Blank pages generally are very difficult for clients to start on. Um, and that's one of the reasons why people don't write diaries on a blank page on a regular basis. Time to schedule, as I mentioned, I think it's important that 10 minutes so that the client thinks it happens in a time bound manner. And last is what I've realized is it's important that we should get the clients set up some time for reviewing their journals, either in our monthly interval or on a bi-monthly interval, because each individual keeps on doing 3 4 things, patterns that keep on repeating. So when you review your journals, when you're writing the journal, it's about expressing, reflecting on that in that moment. But when you do it after a month, then you're seeing it from a distance, and then you can see a different insight. So always build a system where they are reviewing the journals at some intervals, either monthly or bi-monthly. That's the best practice I've found, which works very good. And also it gives them a lot of insights and helps them move closer to their coaching goals. Okay, now I will quickly show you a 1 minute video about individual who is actually a coaching client of mine who has been doing the journal for last 6 months. She's an Indonesian lady. She runs a cosmetics company in Jakarta, Arlen. So Prosperity, is the screen visible?
Actually, it's not really started the YouTube video.
Yeah, yeah,
It started?
yeah, it's starting.
Okay.
Voice is okay?
We are not seeing any video, Sandeep.
You are not seeing?
No.
Just a moment. Now?
Nothing yet.
We see now. Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
I'm seeing it.
Is it coming now?
Yes, yes, it's coming. It's coming now.
Voice is clear?
There's no voice.
Clear.
Okay.
Sandeep, no volume.
Okay. Okay, so let's just, I think, get back into the presentation. We can share the video later. I think that might be a better idea.
Sandeep, what I'll do is I'll just share the video for you. Okay.
Yeah, if you can, that will be nice.
My name is Chandru. I'm a social entrepreneur based in Indonesia. I have a health-based company, and I have been working with Sandeep for the past 6 months. That's also about the same time frame that I started using the journal feature, and I have really, really liked it. It has really benefited me in a lot of ways. First of all, it's an excellent self-accountability tool because at the bottom line, you have to be accountable to yourself, especially as an entrepreneur. And if you do not organize or record your thoughts, how you did in the past weeks, learn from past mistakes and how to conduct it better next time, you will not understand how much you have come. So the journal is also a tool to record your journey. As I looked to my past journals, I can see how far I've come. Sometimes progress is really hard to see, especially when you're working as an entrepreneur. This journal helps you celebrate the little wins that had happened. For those who are writing a journal for the first time, don't worry because the guided questions really help you think. And just write like you are talking to a person without thinking or correcting or editing yourself. I hope you enjoy the journal as much as I do.
Rashpati, you can close it now. Yeah.
So you'll just have to share your presentation again.
Okay. Super. So this was a live thing I wanted to share because this, so getting the clients, getting the client's viewpoint. So clients really make it, gets them into a different level of focus. It gets them to even get their coaching goals become faster because they are able to then reflect in a structured manner, at least on a weekly basis. While the coaching sessions only happen once in 3 weeks or 4 weeks, they get opportunity to reflect, and because they share with you, you also know how they are progressing, or if you would want to speak to them in smaller calls in between the coaching sessions. Yeah. So let's move forward. Okay. So this was about the journal, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you would have on the journal post the session. Second aspect is in terms of using technology in coaching. And I would here like to mention that this also came because the whole intention was that how do we automate some things at the same time not do anything which is digitally. So today I'll be sharing what I am doing with the clients, and you can pick and choose. There are different platforms, different softwares available. You can look at what items that you would want to initiate with your clients. But most importantly, what I've seen is when using technology with the clients, keep it simple. Don't try to introduce too many features at one time. Probably start with one or two things and then keep on adding things at gap intervals. That works better because once the client gets off his disinterest in technology, then they will not use subsequently. So I'll be sharing some of the things that I've been doing. So here is what my system looks like, what I use with my clients. And then further in the webinar, I'll quickly share with you some of the use cases that I use. So what it does is that it has something which is a summary. It gives you a summary view. There are some metrics that a coachee or a coach would like to track on a regular basis. It could be personal or professional, so we can do that. Some notebook where we can take notes. It could be notes where the coachee would want to take, or there are notes, for example, I would want to take session notes after each session. So I can store it at one place and refer it. I'll show you later how it works. Worksheets. So create worksheets so you can share with them, which they can fill it and send it back to you. And there could be stuff which, if you are doing a group coaching, you can do 5-6 people together, and then you can use the power of group accountability. If you do group coaching, that is, I'll be sharing some examples of that also. So let's get started. So here is how I use it. So in the first one, on the left hand side top, you see, so in one place there is here there is goals, and there are actions against the goals. People can see the track percentage. Can everyone see where the mouse is pointing? Prosperity?
Yes, we can.
Okay, super. Because the smaller slide, rest all are a little more clearer. Yeah. So let's go one by one, more clear. Let's see. So a typical view, if you are doing technology, so there is a participant. So they have a stream basically like what I'm using, and you could use something else. Main thing is they get a visibility of what are the different things, interaction. I could be assigning tasks, or they could be doing something and I could be commenting back on. So that stream, like metrics I'm using, which is on the right hand side, you see this person is doing for his store outlets. Every day they are tracking So the chart. So this can be used for matrix. On the right hand side, you can see that. It is the third one is the worksheet. So somebody can fill the worksheet. That is how I'm using this. So stream gives, so for me, the stream is for giving for, you can think of it like a Facebook wall. So, okay, meet me for the business review. So Shruti is talking with somebody else in the team because we are under a group coaching contract. And then there is metrics which she is doing. She's getting a picture on this. This can be further done. That's very important. So one thing I'm going to share which really helps me is when we are able to get some metrics, you know, like we are saying morning walk, or they are doing review meetings, are they doing on time? And if we are able to quickly coach, now with the system, what I'm able to do is I see that I assign a metric to this person. So this person's metric is tracking store outlets. Okay. Now, you can see this past data on the third picture. Below there's a comment. The person has written a comment. It was a great day. Now I've got the process in place. Then I started the day later. Next day, the person has written. Also had issues with the order taken. So every day, so when I go back into the system, I'm able to then quickly check up how's the progress when we actually go for the coaching sessions, or I can comment in real time to them, you know, in the evening or once or twice a week. So that's a big advantage with the system. It can be done on individual level as well as group levels. You can start with a Google spreadsheet and other simpler things also if you would want. That's fine. I also let me just quickly see. I think there's some comments. If the chat, okay. Yeah, so Mukesh is asking security and knowledge retention. Yeah, security should be very important. Confidentiality should be there, and depending on the client's level of maturity, and when we are starting giving them access to the system, we can say whether they can add, modify, delete their actions or not. You know, we can give that maturity, or they can create their own actions and goals. They don't need to wait for a coaching session. So the engagement automatically goes up, but it has to be as per the client's maturity and how much is their adoption of the system. Now this one is about if you want to deliver training as a coach. Sometimes you may want to deliver some courses to, if especially when we are doing group things. So we can have a course which can be self-paced. People can keep on doing it, and I can assign the course to the people. So here, if you see, I've given a 30-day challenge. So these courses are there, and it is self-paced. It can be either time-based or self-paced. I prefer to have self-paced courses because client does one, then he gets the second, then the third. And all the files are kept in one place. Like you can see one of my videos, how to convert goals into action. So it's part of the module. So they will get the access when it comes. So they don't have to access their emails. They don't have to have no Word document, no Excel sheets, because their worksheets and everything else is there. So this is the benefit that when you get technology, so your journal, worksheet, session notes, action goals, everything is there. Yeah, so these are the use cases. There are more, but I just wanted to give you 3 of them. I'm happy, and our time limit was there, so it's 7:30. So I have 15 minutes of questions, all ears, whether for journal you want to ask or for technology, any Q&A, client-facing issues, or anything else that you want to ask.
Yeah, Sandeep, Nitin here. Nitin from Mumbai.
Hi, Nitin.
Nitin, can you just type in your question so then you know we can take it in order?
Okay.
Great. Yeah,
No problem.
thanks so much. Okay, so in the meanwhile, Sandeep, thanks a lot for the details that you had. For me, what the takeaway has been that it is more of a goal tracking plus journaling. It's not, because for me, journaling per se would have just been taking up a pen and paper and then start writing down the emotions. So this is really a goal tracking plus journaling and engagement overall.
One more thing, Prosperity, one more thing I just want to add.
Yes.
Which is important is that when they are doing things, because of limited time, we could not get into the details of the system. When we are doing things, when the coach is doing things, they also have the ability to comment. So if we give them a task, which is like 3 times a week, they have to review the teams. How
Hmm.
did it happen? They can comment. So the numbers could be up and down, goals could be up and down. We can get to know the story behind it.
Okay.
So those comments can be put it,
Mm-hmm.
and it also does is that we can do group accountability. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, that's great. If you can do group accountability as well. And I think because life does happen, if you set a goal does not mean that you'll actually be able to achieve the goal, or you might be able to overachieve it. And
Yes.
comments is a really big way of tracking it, and then knowing that, okay, there is a reason behind it. So yes, I think that will help also.
And also for personally, when if as a coach, if you're using any system, the advantage is that you can just before the session go for 15 minutes in the system
Mhm.
and quickly see what are the things over the last 3 weeks the person is doing,
Right?
and you don't have, so you can get the full picture because the person is engaged
Uh-huh.
to some extent. Different people have different levels of engagement, but
Absolutely.
something you will get around that.
Absolutely.
And client also, when they log in and all, you can track the activity,
Mhm.
so it helps
Right.
know how they're engaged.
So from what you're saying, it depends on different people. The question that comes to my mind is, it also depends on how systematic a person is and how the person is, more of a just let's do it kind of a person. Will it also not play a role?
See, okay, so the thing is that there is an adoption issue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's be honest. So with my experience, I'll tell you, let's take journal writing, and I do journal writing through the system for most of the clients.
Mm-hmm.
But whether you do from paper or to journal writing,
Mm-hmm.
when the person is actually writing a journal, you know, we may say 10 minutes, but when you're writing, it takes around, the most challenging part of journal writing is, my clients tell me, a lot of my clients, that when they write a weekly journal, they have the whole week flashing through them, for
Okay.
20,
Yeah.
25 minutes. So
Yeah.
that's a very intense experience.
Absolutely.
Now the thing is, now to put you through that yourself, you're putting through that experience, they have to remember. So
Yes.
yeah, so it becomes, I mean, उसके बिना भी तो life चल रही है. So
Ah.
so then that is a pretty challenging thing, and that's why initially you need to have a little bit push before they start seeing the benefits of that. But it takes, that week flashing thing is a very tough thing for the clients. Huh?
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree. I think Nitin has not typed in his question yet, but there have been other questions, so we'll just go ahead.
Yeah, please.
So initially, a person asked, "Do they send you their writing every week, or do you send? And do you also send a feedback on the writing?"
Yeah, okay. So the way I work is, so this thing goes to them Friday morning, 6 o'clock. It goes to them because see, I can't depend on my motivation or their motivation to receive and reach. So it lands to them at 6 o'clock every Friday. So
Okay.
they also are into a habit formation.
Mhm.
Then what was the second part of the question? So then they put it
Do you
on.
give a feedback?
Yeah. So when they do it, so let's do a live thing. Okay. So I'll give you a live thing. So today's Friday while we are doing it. So let me uh, share actually, because I get an intimation on the email. So let me take one client. I may not name him, but at least I will tell you what could be the opportunities. Uh, so, yeah. So see, lot of times they will. So this person, he said that probably he needs to connect with the team more and all those things. Then I would comment. Or the person is writing here that it is very difficult to manage teams remotely. Yeah. Or it could be that I'm telling you what things come out. So I have business people, now they want to do something in charity, something in NGO or something for COVID persons. Now they start doing it and then they're grasping for breath on both sides. How do I handle it? So then immediately I can respond back to them. Okay, let's talk tomorrow. Or yeah, so I do comment to answer your question.
Okay.
Then only the engagement, it has to be two-sided. But I for me, it is like I take 15 minutes in the day, in the evening, and I can comment to everyone unless it's very urgent.
Okay. Okay. So you have a specific time on which you respond to everyone, right? So then you also time yourself accordingly.
that is one, and second is for the clients, I have not kept the notifications on, but for me, I get the when they fill some things, I get in the email, and I get the whole thing. Say worksheet, journal is one of the things. Anything else also, so I can just respond on the email, and it gets logged on the system. So in real time, it just takes. I'm sitting, I read it, what comes, I respond. That also I do. That depends on the system functionality. If somebody is doing a basic thing, then it's best to slot 15-20 minutes a day and respond at one go.
Absolutely, absolutely. It would depend on that. So the next question is, what can make journal writing interesting that the client can do it on their own more than being pushed by the coach to do it?
Okay.
So you have been doing it for some time. So what are the tips and tricks that you have adopted to make it interesting?
See, like we saw here, out of 34, 6 people did it. So it has to be little bit push has to happen, and if you are doing it, a little bit has to happen. But what can be done is, I think. So what can be done is, I think you can give them. So one is journal have a set of guided questions. Some give some prompts. Like for my clients, I just recently set up a course because I saw that anxiety levels were quite a high. What I did was that I send a series of prompts, but it was spread over in 3 parts. So I told them that if you do one, then you will get the second, and then you will get third. It is not that you will get the second automatically.
Okay.
So it was like a self-paced thing. And because it was relating to the COVID times, current times where stress and anxiety is there. So there was a set of like every day I was sending them 13, 14 questions and they were filling it up. And then we were having a conversation around that. So sometimes contextual things also should be put to them. And other thing to make journal interesting is, so after these 10 questions, what I have done is, I mentioned in the presentation about matrix, right? We can have the charts about this, charts. So what I've been doing for last 4 months is that when they write the journal, they also fill how was their energy level, how many hours did they work, and there is one more question in terms of how often did I think about the work. There's some 4 options. So now what I do is that in their stream, week on week plotting also happens when they do, because every day they are just answering. So I'm picking that thing and getting converted into a chart. So they can see over the weeks, what is their energy level, what is their, how often have they been able to do work life. Okay. So they have forgotten after putting the journal, but we have plotted it. So you have to keep it. It has to be. See, they are investing time, and they should feel also that those things make it engaging.
Right. Yeah. So obviously, it will help in tracking the client's performance in between the coaching session also, because coaching session happens, and then we can't just wait till the next coaching session to ask, okay, so what did you do between that then and now? So it really becomes a very systematic approach in that case, and especially in group coaching, it would help a lot. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you actually go about it in group coaching in this case?
In group coaching, the way we do is that divide into groups, and then what I do is I look for things. Say as a group, if there are 10 people, normally there are 8 to 10 people. For example, if you're doing for sales managers in a particular area, so there will be 7, 8 sales managers on an average. We can get them, they can drive groups within themselves, give them the freedom. So once you get them on board, they create their own projects. Now, if they're a sales manager, so they will track sales outlets and everything. And all the metrics will get created. Second is the group projects will get created. And what happens on Facebook can be recreated here also. In a system, you can recreate the same thing. So they can talk to each other and they can comment also. Depends on what is the protocol. You don't want to set everything available to them at first go.
Right. So the admin has a lot of rights to control and then to keep putting in more features available to the people.
Yeah. But I think the most important thing is to be active and ensure that keep it simple, because once they get conversant with 2-3 things, it's not about giving more features to them. They use the features. For example, when we are doing I'm just talking of sales manager. So when we are doing something, then people can also put their questions to them. and then the questions can get answered, or they can share pictures and other things also to them. So there is an engagement. For example, the sales manager may be coaching his team. That would be one of the objectives. So I'm telling a real life thing, and we are getting technical here. So they can put those instances here and share with the group. So a lot of sharing also happens, perspective sharing within the group itself.
Okay, that's great. Mukesh, Sandeep, a lot of people are asking for the name of this software and any other software which is recommended for, group coaching, relationship coaching, anything else. So if you have any recommendations, please put them in the chat box. And of course, you can, just let people know. And also if you can let everyone know your numbers, because there are a lot of questions. We will be posting this video on LinkedIn and Facebook, and we'll also tag Sandeep. So in case there is something that remains and we're not able to cover everything, you can approach him directly.
So one thing I would advise to everyone, don't please go by what is shown here in terms of the software or the journal. I would say that start small, because each coach has his own style. They have their own clients. So even if it takes time, don't try to short circuit the process. It's taken me a year. So if you build the blocks, I started from a journal by telling them to write on a blank page. Based on the responses, then I shifted to prompts and journal, to the guided questions. So start from there, check with your clients, and then build slowly based on the feedback. Then you will build a system which is robust. Same with there are some resources you can check. There are a lot of software, but start small. Same with the technology. Please focus that the technology is subservient to your coaching goals and the coaching relationship. It is like electricity. We are in this webinar. Electricity is there. It's a critical thing, but nobody's praising electricity. It's the back end. Our conversation is the critical thing. So start with something. If you're not using anything, use Google Sheets. If you're not, do some things step by step, and then get into software. Then you'll be able to tune and choose what is resonating best with you. That's my advice.
Okay. So yes, people can start in different ways. One of the things that Veena has asked, which is very, very interesting. Some people prefer audio journals. Your comments on it?
So the thing is that audio journals are there. Now it depends on your objective. Like my objective was to bring a method into the thing. Because for example, it's like you do anything, like coaching also, the process is more important at times than the coach. If you do 12 sessions every 3 weeks, something will come out, as long as you're following a format. Same way with audio journals. When you're writing, you can read it. For practical reasons, audio people do it, but how will you track it? Like my objective was that we get the clients, we put the journal here. I'm telling my objective. Then later from 10 questions, we got into matrix. So they write about their energy levels, their number of hours a week, how they're feeling, 2-3 things. That is plotted on graphs also. They see that. Now, when you're doing audio journal, I can just share one thing with you. Yeah, you can use that. It's a great thing. You just have to see how you can use best use of it. I think there are, because how do you revisit those audio journals? That because you need to review it also, right? Reflect after some point. So there are some softwares, I don't know, but if you Google it, will search, which can transcribe audio journals for you. If you're using audio journals, then please take the transcription software with you. I think that will help.
Okay, that's a good suggestion to take a transcription subscription.
Yeah.
Transcribe subscription.
Yeah. Personally, I'm not using it, but
right.
Yeah.
That can help. And can you tell us more about on Exit Smart?
Okay. Exit Smart is what I realized was, see, when journal, a lot of times we think journal is about the day that has gone by or the week that has gone by. And I realized later that, how we can help journal can also, because I use guided questions, and that is where it is coming. Because left to, so when you're finishing the journal, you can also think about the week or the day that is going to come. You can set the tone for that. Yeah. So let me give you an example. Like you can identify what you're going to do next week. The moment you start the week, on a Saturday, you write, this is what you're planning to do or achieve in the next week. That can set the tone. What did you learn? What are you going to implement? That is what I meant by Exit Smart. Did that answer your question? Partly, fully, partially?
For me, it's clear that your exit smart is also about setting the goals for the next time. It's not just about thinking what is happening in the moment, right? It's also about planning next week. What would you like to achieve? So you're also setting the tonality for the future.
Yeah,
Am I right?
yeah, and just one thing to add, I think somebody also asked what are the benefits of journal for a business person.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, so a lot of my clients, because then it is a trust and honest relationship. So they write something. What did I do this week and all? So I remember one of my clients wrote, like in one of the journals, that I spend a lot of time on YouTube watching. I wasted a lot of time on YouTube watching Shark Tank.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think 3 or 4 weeks later, this same person wrote in the journal. So I organized an innovation tournament in the office using the Shark Tank format. I should have done it earlier. So the thing is that once you start reflecting, you can figure out even things you think are not working can figure.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to give you one live example. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So, okay, I think we are over. It's already 7:50. We'll take just one last question because
Yeah.
we have a lot of people who are coaches as well.
Yeah.
How does this actually work with in terms of ICF? So because obviously as per the core competencies, you can't force anyone for any kind of following any system.
Yes.
And how does journaling work together with coaching?
So journaling, if you do, is journaling has in any time, and especially in today's time, and also in any time. If you want to, as a coach, for the client, if the client wants to take care of himself, for gratitude, for self care, it can be even for stress, anxiety. Journaling is a very powerful tool for reflection. It is a powerful tool. So journaling, I think, also that's why I said in the presentation, also on the webinar, first start with why. You can't force anyone. You can only offer somebody that suggest with their permission if they would want to use that, and if they feel the benefit. And it has to be done at a, I think you can't start that I do coaching only with journal, because there could be some clients who might not be okay, and that's fine. But at a stage in the prospect.
Absolutely, Sandeep. I think that's important. If you communicate right in the beginning that this is my method and the client has agreed to it, that's what it's all about. Plus, this journaling is a lot about measuring the outcomes and everything else also, and which is actually required in coaching. So I think the two actually go hand in hand. A lot of people have asked about the software. So, since
Yeah.
Sandeep mentioned that, you have to go slow and, take your own time to develop something, maybe you can approach Sandeep and he can coach you on how to do it.
And I think the most important thing I'll tell everyone is it's not about this software. Don't go by the jazz thing. More focus on start small and see what resonates with your client, your coaching style. Everyone is different. Yeah. So, but start. That's my thing, and you will get what is right for you.
Okay. Siri.
Thank you, Sandeep. I think it was really wonderful hearing you. And I think it's a very wonderful thing what you mentioned about journaling and also, using the platform, what you're doing. And you're very correct. I think it's all about the clients who would like to go for it. I've coached few top executives, and when it comes to journaling, I have tried, pushing them, pulling them, but no, they just don't do it. So you're actually right. It depends on each client. And coaching is all about leaving it to the space of the person who wants to do it. Some people love to do it. Maybe you need a little bit push, they need push and then they will start doing it. But some people just don't do it. And I had one of the persons whom I was coaching, a vice president. And believe it, like all of you are coaches, he has everything in his mind. It is so perfect. Every time he would come for the next session, and I said, okay, have you done something? Have you noted down how you're tracking your progress? If I would ask him in between on the phone, he would say yes. The writing said, no, Siri, I cannot write. If you ask me, I know it exactly what I have to do. So I think it's fine. It's really wonderful that we have to really look at what we are doing as coaches and what the client's requirement is. And definitely, I think it's one of the best things for even your own self as coaches, that how much you have really progressed. And Prosperity has put it well. It goes in terms of how you can measure your outcomes. If somebody is not really, if you're doing coaching and if you're self-coaching or you're people who are doing a pro bono coaching, measure your old self in terms of how much and where you have reached and how much level of competencies you have reached, because you have to cross through the ACC and the PCC and all those kind of things. So if you can do it for yourself, I think it's going to be a wonderful thing. So overall, I think it was very, very wonderful. Thank you, Sandeep. Very, very creative thing. We have put it across, and I think it was wonderful information as well. I hope all of you are going to use it in your own style, wherever the
Yeah,
clients
that's
require it.
important. I think
Yes.
Siri, that's important that everyone look at their style and what their client needs, because ultimately it's all about the client. It's
So
not
at
about
least we can all do it for ourselves, if not for
yes,
the client. You know, that can really work.
yeah,
Once you do it, you will
absolutely.
have more authenticity to tell the client, look, I'm doing it, and if you do it, this is the result.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Prosperity, you want me to share my details? You said sometime back.
yeah, so we have your details. We
Okay.
will, Prosperity will do it. And so thank you all of you. Keep looking for the next webinar on Friday, and please do join in. And also one more thing, when we are sending you the mails, kindly put it on your social media so we can get more and more people so that we can spread the word. Thank you so much, all of you. Good night. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye.